I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna fix this exhaust. Fuck me, let me just show you. Dang it, I did it again. I keep saying I'm gonna stop cursing, but God, it is so engraved in me. That's just who I am when I talk like that. Goodness gracious, it's horrible. But let me show you guys this. This is running into a little bit of an issue. See that right there? That's the lowest part of my exhaust. And if you guys can see, I'm laying the camera on the ground right now. If that gives you any indication of how freaking low my exhaust is, yeah, back's actually not so bad. It's even in the center would be bad. It's that V-band that kills me. Up front, not bad. Like, this isn't bad. It's that damn V-band that's killing me. So, one of two things I'd like to do here. First thing I'm gonna do is grab my tape measure here because I wanna figure out how far off the ground it actually is right now and see if I can make a difference. I'm looking at tires right now. They're currently on the rear. I have a 295/30/18. I'd like to either step it up to a 295/35 or even the 295/40. A 295/40 would put me at a 27.3 inch tall tire. A 295/35 is 26.1. And the current 295/30 is only a 25 inch tall tire. Now, because of that, everything on the car is accurate. What I mean by that is the speedo and everything on the car is accurate for the fact that, well, one, I have the Dakota box, and number two, the factory setup with the 17s is actually only a 25 inch tall tire. The difference is it had a fatter sidewall because it had, you know, a 17 inch wheel with a taller tire on it for that tire wheel setup. Oh my God, I can't talk today. So, let's go ahead and measure this first. I'm gonna shut up now. So everyone said, go 4-inch, they said. It'll be awesome, they said. Well, they didn't mention this part, and I know people would say, why don't you get an oval exhaust? Well, I also don't shit money. I cursed again. This is way too hard for me, so whatever. I don't have the money like crazy. Like I make enough money, but it was enough to get this kit. But let me show you how close this is. This is ridiculous. If you guys can see that there, I made like a little template thing and I put it on the end there because I couldn't get like a ruler in there. So I marked it 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. If you can see there, the bottom of that hits at exactly 2 inches off the ground. That's it. My old exhaust was completely tucked up under, so I lost probably 2.5 inches of clearance. And I used to scrape before, so to put in perspective of how low it is, and it's right in the middle of the car, which is the most unideal spot to have a low hanging point. When I get back under it here for a second time, I think I can have it adjusted to go a little bit further up under the car. Looking at it right now, I feel like there's area for it. I just need to play with it some, but yeah, that's what I'm working with right now, and that's what I need to fix. So as you guys can see, it's way too low. So here's the plan right now. I said about the rear tires, but in the front here, the car's quite tucked. Like, I can't even get that's my finger going straight in. Can't go in, like, and it bottoms out. Cause I mean, the fender liner is like right here. I mean, if it goes up much more and you hit a bump, I would like to get the car a little bit higher. When you drive it, it sinks a good bit too. I don't like this tucked look. So I'd like to raise the car at least another quarter, maybe a half inch, get it up off the ground a little bit more. So that would gain me 2.5 inches, which is still not very freaking much. So I'm curious how a lot of these guys are running these big 4-inch exhausts and not having issues. Now in the back, by putting a bigger tire, and I'm gonna raise the car even more back there too, that will get me up off the ground. And I won't have any rubbing issues or anything like that too. And it puts that muffler a little bit higher up in the ground, which makes me a little happier. My biggest concern is Cruise Week is coming up, and Cruise Week is not exactly ideal for low cars like this. The entrances all have like those steep curbs to them. Even going at an angle, that's not gonna cut it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out before I drive over this one day like an idiot. That's not gonna cut it. And if you guys can see here, you're probably wondering why I didn't use the ruler. I had to do it like this so you could slide it in and it would sit perfectly straight up. That was my little idea. I'm not sure if it's stupid. There's probably some better idea out there, but whatever, it worked for me. So yeah, I'm looking for ideas. I don't think there's really much I can do. I mean, that exhaust is pretty well tucked for a 4-inch exhaust. It's Powerhouse Racing, so you know, they did their due diligence. I mean, it's pretty much touching the body. Well, damn near close to touching the body. If I go up any more, there's just no room. Unfortunately. So I've been looking here today. I've been really thinking the 295 35 is the tire I want to go with. I would prefer the 40 just because it gets me even higher up in the air. I'm just not sure I'm in love with that look, and I'm afraid it's going to be too raked. So give me some feedback on that, guys. What are you thinking? If you are running a 295/35 or a 295/40, let me know. Again, that's a 10.5-inch rear wheel. Yeah, I'm not, and obviously offset's not a problem because it's going to be, I'm using the same size tire width-wise, so it can be as tall as it wants. It'll fit within that fender well area. I'm just really worried about height right now. All right, so I'm playing around by lifting the car slightly here. I think this would be more ideal in the front. Like I can just put my finger straight in then. So has enough room then, that would be where it sits at. And I don't think that looks bad at all. You guys give me your opinion. Now the back has a little bit more gap. You can see there, because it was already a little bit higher than the front was. But I'm gonna go to a bigger tire, so I'll probably have a little bit less gap than that, but I'm gonna go to a taller tire, so it'll make up for that, and it'll still be higher up yet. This will give me probably about an extra inch of clearance that I need to give me at least 3 inches off the ground. And then I'm gonna try adjusting this exhaust here. So I'm gonna try putting this up in the air here. I wanna see if I didn't adjust it right, or if there is more room, or if there's something I can do to try and gain a little bit more access. So I went ahead and got the car up in the air. I wanna look at a few things here. I'm gonna show you some things too where my exhaust is actually hitting. Because obviously this exhaust was designed for a V160 or W58 that came in these cars, but since I have the T56 Magnum, the mounts sit back a lot further, by 2 or 2.5 inches, which is a pretty massive amount. So this would easily clear, of course. It just barely doesn't, enough to be annoying. So I need to adjust the exhaust. I'm hoping I can get some clearance here, but it's hard to do by yourself. And why it's hard is it's all V-band, so I'd have to kind of move the top, but I can't move the top over much more because I have this top flange here, and I think I'll be able to get some more room out of it once I get my new dump tube in, which should come in here within the next week or so. So I should be able to gain a lot more room all around once my new dump tube comes in. So that should make things actually a little bit easier in itself. All right, guys, so having it up in the air here, I get my fat ass down here. What I wanted to show you is this here, which I'm going to try and scoop back some. So here's the brace, right? Here's the T56 Magnum brace. This would usually be, this bar here would be like back here. It would be like almost dead center, which it wouldn't be a bar, it'd be a aluminum brace that went from side to side. But if you can see here from this side, it comes back. So usually this mount would be further up. This actually swoops back to mount up to here. I guess technically instead of having this bar comes back and angles back like this, I personally would change this so it would almost flip this bar around and then would give you that little bit of extra room you need. I've tried making some room here. You can see where it was rubbing before. It didn't rub through or anything, actually. It's like dead smooth. It made it shiny there, that's it. But I made room now, and you can see it would take a lot of movement for that to hit now, which is good. Only thing I have to do is loosen this back up because now it's hitting back in the bumper. I can rotate this some so the back muffler doesn't hit, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, I've got some really good news. After playing with this a lot, I noticed I actually have a ton of clearance. So here's the side profile. With the light right now, you can see how it hangs down. Well, I could pull this up almost an entire inch. If you guys can see here, I can fit my hand the whole way through here. Not like smashing it through, like it easily fits. The exhaust can be pulled up and over this way a ton. Now, to do so though, let me get my big ass back up here. I have to rotate the downpipe over, but until I get this new dump tube here so I can rotate this over more, because if you guys can see right now, it actually hits on top of that wastegate. So there's nothing I can really do until I get that new dump tube from Powerhouse Racing, who's making me a new one. When they did this kit, it was kind of a one-off kind of deal. Using an S366 kind of threw off everything because they usually use precision turbos. So all their mounts and everything are set up for precision housings and everything, and all good to go. I set to this, kind of threw things off, so I don't want to think you guys I'm complaining right now. They stand by their product to another level, so I don't want it to come off that way in any shape, way, or form. So they're sending me a new dump tube that should be here done shortly. It's actually welded up. It's at the coder, or might be already done at the coder. Once I get that back and we get the new clutch in, this will actually be tucked up a ton, and I think we'll be good to go. So I got my sunglasses on right here, kind of like a douche, but what we're gonna do is take the car for a drive here. So I posted up a questionnaire, I guess you wanna put it. Is that what you wanna say? Shut the hood. double latches, so you gotta check both sides. I put up a questionnaire and you guys are like, hey, we'd like to see more driving. That's pretty much everyone said, or like, you know, more working on this stuff, more in depth working on it. So I'm gonna try and listen to what you guys said. I just saw it now, so if this wasn't as in depth, I would start recording more of what I'm doing. It's just hard by myself, but I'm gonna start recording more of what I'm doing. But I'm gonna do a quick drive here, and we're gonna go over some anti-lag, rolling anti-lag to be exact. So, whew, this should be fun. So let's get in the car and see how this goes. Turn off the old light here, at least shut the middle garage door with the old MR2. I just washed it and I never drive it anymore. Just kind of sits there. I saw some people say about that too. I just, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what to do with it. Like, I know I'm gonna want to turbo it here, go big turbo, but there's things I need to do with this, and it's just always, you know, it's always something. Eventually I'm gonna have to flip over to the GoPro, guys, but let's go ahead and grab the keys here. Put that in. Let everything power up and cold start. Woo! Thank you, Powerhouse Racing, for that note. God. Damn, that sounds good. So good. Go ahead and get outside the car here. Let it warm up real quick, but it's actually a nice day here in PA for a change, which is actually pretty unusual around here. Car's looking good. Again, I need to get the car up in the air some. It's a little bit high right now just because I had it up on jackstand, hashtag jackstandking. So I'm hoping to raise the front a little bit more. It'll settle out and it'll probably be close to where this line is right here. So I want to get up even a little bit higher than that. And then the rear, I want to put a taller tire on it, either a 295/35 or that 295/40. Again, guys, let me know down in the comments. But enough of me talking. Let's let this thing warm up and let's go for a drive. God, it feels good to drive this thing. I never get tired. Let me put this window up over here because it's gonna be a little windy. I'll just keep this window down. Hopefully it's not too windy, but I want to give the full force of experience of this car. And like, and I just realized too, I'm wearing one of my old shirts from high school. I'm one of those guys. I don't throw shit away. I keep everything. I used to be that preppy douchebag, had to wear everything Abercrombie because I thought it was cool. And then I got older and realized that wasn't true. Ooh, almost went stall. God, that does not get old as I spit on myself. Oh, I love this car. No traction control in it right now because I removed it and sold it to a gentleman. Whoever you are, thank you very much for buying that. I hope you're enjoying it. I sold him the switch, the button, everything, the wiring, everything. All he's got to do is plug in his ECU and he's good to go. Where's my temperature at? I'm gonna let the car warm up some here and then let's test this rolling anti-lag. God, this car pulls. I'm barely getting on it. It just wants to go. Okay, that was a little much. I didn't plan on doing that. It scourged on me a little bit more than I thought it would. Holy fuck! Woo! Ooh, fuck me running! Oh god! Oh my god! That is whew! Oh my god. That's just stupid. I mean, that's just, it's insane. It just, scourge. I gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. You guys want to see it again, right? Let's do this again. It just, that time it did anti-lag hard, but oh my god, it just goes. Just freaking, I can't express that what it's like. It just, and I'm prepared for it. I know it's coming, and it's wow, just freaking, wow. I'm still on the single disc, guys. I haven't put my new twin disc in yet. And it just goes. There's no like, maybe, like, no. It's like, yep, we're going. I'm surprised how well these tires hook. Everyone kept saying, like, there's no way, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, I have no traction control right now. And, I mean, second gear there, just, it sat me back and went. Third gear, it hooked, and just, wow. Wow, that is amazing to me. I gotta be careful doing it all the time, just like usual, guys. I've said this before. Anything to deal with anti-lag or anything to do with launching hard is hard on the drivetrain. And not just that, using anti-lag in general is hard on the valve train, it's hard on the turbo, it's hard on the manifold, it's hard on multiple things. So doing it all the time isn't ideal, but it's definitely addicting. I can definitely get used to doing it all the time. Go ahead and downshift to fourth there, but this T56 Magnum, man, I'm so happy I went with it because driving it right now, I don't really think about it. With my R154, it was always in the back of my mind, like, is third gear gonna let go of me? Like, doing second gear, first, second, I never worried, but once I got into third, always in the back of my head, I'm like, please don't brake, please don't brake, please don't shear off the teeth on third gear. But with this T56 Magnum, which is rated for 700 foot-pounds, I don't even think about it. It's completely out of my mind. I am trying to be super mindful of this exhaust, but it really doesn't scrape that much. I guess just where that V-band and where the exhaust sits is like in an ideal location, but I mean, I'm driving like normal and it doesn't hit. And trust me, I've hit it before, like it's scraped before when I've hit some massive bumps, not even bumps, like going at weird, crazy angles and like going at a normal speed, 35 to 40 miles an hour, which I shouldn't be doing, and it scrapes then, and it's only hit the V-band flange because obviously that's the lowest point. But besides that, I've really had issues. It's just me. Cruise week. Ocean City Cruise Week is my biggest fear because all the hotels you get in have those steep, curved banks to get into them, and with this car is not exactly easy. Let's try this one more time here, boys and girls. Ready, guys? Holy shit, I run on the road so fast. Alright, that's enough of that shit. Oh, God. As you guys can see, I'm making a slight turn here, but goodness gracious. Mexico, thank you so much. Holy cow, that is insane. Absolutely mind-boggling to me. Alright guys, and on that note, thank you very much for tuning in today. If you like what you saw, do me a big favor and subscribe to the channel. If you want more content, more things to see, that's the way to get it. If you could do me another big favor, Facebook, Instagram, go check it out down below. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace!